Jamie Chandler's back in action on the pigeons. Roger Lait has the latest ABC of HFT. We've got hot air, we've got Airstreaming. Welcome to AirHeads.
This time, Jamie Chandler is supposed to be on holiday, but lucky for us, he has managed to sneak in between his cases and a picnic, an air rifle and a camera.
Good morning, and when I say morning, I mean early morning. It is crazy early for me. We're in deepest, darkest Cornwall. I'm on a farm of a dear old family friend who I haven't seen for a while. I phoned him up and said, look, we're down in Cornwall, the surf's flat as a pancake. Is there any chance I could just pop out and maybe have a look around and see if there's anything we can get? Conveniently, he rather was getting fed up with pigeons coming into his maze and his oilseed rape, some of which he's still got here from last year. So he asked us if we could come and have a clear out of them. Now, there's none in the barns, but I have noticed, and I noticed yesterday, some coming into a telegraph pole over to my left here. So we're going to hide here. There's a mesh cover, so a doorway on this barn, which seems to provide quite decent amounts of cover and keeps me just out of sight. And we're going to have a pop at them, so wish me luck.
Now, we all know that sitting in one spot can be a bit of a lottery, or a luxury, depending on many factors, and it looks like that Jamie's found a pretty sweet spot. He could have been bobbing about on the sea on top of an ironing board at the crack of dawn. Let's hope that Jamie's surfing practice didn't suffer in vain, and that there will be plenty of wings to make up for the lack of waves.
Here we go. First customer. Is he down? What a thump! You know, there's actually nothing better than getting up at stupid 30 in the morning and coming out shooting. So many people would love this opportunity. I'm just one of the luckiest people I know. I know to some it might sound ludicrous, but you know, you don't get to see these times of the morning, you don't get to see the sun coming up. You don't get to sit here and watch pigeons and crows and rooks and chaffinches and nut thingies, or whatever they're called, and blue tits and robins and all the rest of it, coming out just at the crack of dawn. It's just an amazing time to be up. The telegraph post we're actually shooting at is 45 yards away. But that's where they're coming in, and this mesh in front of us just provides us with enough cover to not be seen. Now, 45 yards sounds quite a distance, but for something like this little scorpion, it's nothing. It's not that much wind. I know exactly where I'm aiming on this Air Max scope. It's 2 mil dots down. Really quite a simple shot if you've practiced, but look. Hold on. Just on cue. Hold on.
The unsuspecting birds on a wire don't stand a chance against the BSA Scorpion, and now our hero has to go home and try and make it up to his wife before she hits point break.
Well, I think I've probably had the best of it this morning. We've had a few coming in, but it's been a bit quieter than I'd been originally led to believe, but still, 2 is 2 for the barbecue. I can't think of a nicer way to spend a morning, as I've said before. It's been relaxed, early, certainly better than the surfing would have been this morning. It would have just been getting wet for no reason. But how lucky to spend a holiday down here. Might see if we can get out on some rabbits or something later, I don't know yet, but yeah, fantastic. I'll leave it there, I will sneak home, I'll buy some croissants and nonsense on the way home, I'll pretend that I haven't really been out shooting, I'll hide all of this in the car yet again. Make like Johnny Nice Guy. So yeah, until next time.
If you would like more information about the BSA Scorpion and other BSA air rifles, then pop over to bsaguns.co.uk.
Thank you, Jamie. Now somebody else who's well known in pest circles, it's David with Hot Air.
This is Hot Air. More than 2,000 airguns have been handed in during the first 7 days of a police amnesty in Scotland. With licensing of the owners of Scotland's 500,000 airguns to take place at the end of the year, a few shooters are getting rid of their air rifles. Owners will be able to apply to Police Scotland for an air weapon certificate from the 1st of July 2016. Meanwhile, Police Scotland has assured the public it will be able to cope with the workload of home visits to check the other 498,000. Bird rights campaigner Chris Packham has outed himself as an airgunner. As a teenager, he owned a kestrel and used to shoot sparrows for it with his airgun, he says, in a new memoir. Eventually, the police called round and removed the kestrel. Gamo has released its new Magnum air rifle in the US. It features Gamo's IGT Mach 1 system, an internal mechanism that substitutes the traditional spring for a gas cylinder, delivering up to 1,650 feet per second in 177 and 1,300 feet per second in 22. The UK HFT series is in full swing. Round 3 is taking place on the 26th of June 2016 at Buxted in East Sussex, and Air Arms is sponsoring the competition with an Air Arms S400 Superlight in 177. To enter, go to bit.ly/UKAHFT. A British man shot in the head by a friend whilst out hunting has released pictures to highlight the importance of gun safety. A year ago, 28-year-old Hampshire father of 2, Ben Smith, was shot from 6 foot away by a friend playing a prank. Ben said the man apologised in a text, but didn't visit him in hospital. He was left with a .22 pellet lodged in his brain, which could cause permanent brain damage if it's knocked, and is too dangerous to remove. Doctors have told him to stay off contact sports. US airgun shop Pyramid Air is 20 years old. The company from Ohio, USA, produced this film to say thank you to its customers. And finally, don't you just hate the paparazzi? So do squirrels, apparently. This woman is trying to take a selfie with a squirrel and found herself being chased by it. You are up to date with Hot Air, aiming for accuracy, targeting the truth.
Thank you, David. Next up, let's catch up with Roger Lait and the ABC of HFT.
In this segment, we're going to be looking at Parallax and setting your Parallax. So in a nutshell, Parallax is focus. If you're not focused, what chance have you got? There's no point. Some scopes have a front parallax, some scopes, like this one, has a side parallax. Some scopes come parallaxed at a certain distance, and if you've got that, you've got to go with it. Thank goodness, Eagle Vision here have sent us this adapter that's very neat on the back of my scope. As you can see, we've got David's phone, and we can see through that perfectly, and this will be able to demonstrate through this, exactly how to set your parallax up. Because if you get it wrong, it's not very good. I've set my parallax to 20 yards. The target is 22 yards tops. So, through here, lovely and clear. You change the parallax, not so lovely and clear. Now imagine turning up to a competition, you're just about to shoot, lovely. Whistle goes, you get down to your first shot, well, that's a bit blurry, you pull the trigger, you're set to 10 yards, PX, parallax. It's the end of your day, really. You'll get all the close ones. You won't get any of the medium ranges, and you certainly won't get the long ones. No way, son. So before you take your first shot, because once you've taken that shot, you cannot touch that, or anything, yeah? Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Now, if you do, sorry, this is zero. You don't want to be doing that, do you? Come on. So, make sure your mag's correct, but make sure your parallax is correct. Yeah, because I've started competition, and unfortunately I've been down at Pete's farm, I've been zeroing at 40 yards, been shooting the back wall because, you know, for a laugh as you do, set the parallax to sort of 50 yards, perfect, forgotten about it because I've got the memory span of a flip-flop, gone straight to the competition, blow me, it's still stuck at 50. So at 45 yards, clear as a bell. 8 and 10, couldn't see it at all. Did I have cataracts? No, parallax was wrong. So there you go. So was it a Specsaver's job? No. Set this up. Make sure, once you set, that's it. Enjoy your competition, you'll have a great time. And you'll be able to see 3/4 of the targets. A lot of people set their parallax to sort of between 25 to 30. I prefer, 25, 27 to be honest, just under 30. And that means I'll be able to see the close ones-ish, the middle range perfectly, and the 45's just starting to blur a little bit. Now that works for me. Other people, depending on your eye, it can be different. So they can set it to 30, maybe 35. And also it depends on the scope as well. With different scopes, with different parallaxes, the numbers on there don't necessarily mean exactly the yardage. So you've got to go out there in the field and see for yourself. Put a target out of 45, put one at 8, put one at 25. Parallax it so you can see all three of them-ish. Some you see really clearly, 45, the longer ones, because some people use it for a range finding tool as well. They're in the woods, they see a target, they think, oh, is it 40, was it 35, 40, 45? Aha, look through your scope, don't touch your parallax, do not touch your parallax. They look through it, they think that's blurry. Aha, it means it's on the outer edge, so that might be 40 or 45. It gives you an indication, it's more of an indicator. And obviously the close ones, well the close ones are the close ones, yeah? They're always tricky anyway. So, set your parallax up, take your time setting your parallax up. And depending on the sun, if it's a really sunny day, lovely, that's brilliant, set it up. But when it's cloudy and overcast, that parallax might be slightly different, you know. Yeah, you can maybe bring it in a little bit, maybe take it out a little bit. It depends on your eye and your scope. So when you set it up, make sure you do it a sunny day, cloudy day, in the woods, out of the woods. There is a happy medium there somewhere. I'm not talking about Mystic Meg, because she is a happy medium, but you've got to find your happy medium. So go out and find it.
Thank you, Rog. Now for the wider world of air gunning on YouTube, it is Airstreaming. Charlie Jacoby here. This is my roundup of the best air gunning on YouTube. Andy's range shows how good air guns are at pigeon control as he covers city trees next to rape fields with his Air Arms S400. He bags 4. Hunter's Vermin finds some footage from a few years ago and uploads it. It shows him on a farm after jackdaws, magpies and crows with his BSA Super 10. Squirrel Hunter shows a couple of sessions with his brother and Air Arms S410. He's back on his staple, squirrels on feeders. A product video, Hatsan has brought out a promo for its new Hercules rifle, a new .357 caliber airgun with a groovy built-in bipod. Now to the USA, and with registration for the 2016 Extreme Bench Rest event in Arizona now open, here is a stylish look back at last year's Americanly big event. X-Iver is on another airgun adventure in America. This time he's after porcupine with his caliber gun, protecting tree stands from their chewing. Eric Arnold, editor of WCT magazine, sends me chipmunk control with Air Arms S510 in .25 caliber in Ohio. It shows damage, close calls and hits with both Air Arms Diablo and H&N Grizzly pellets. The English sparrow is heading for the endangered list in England, but in South Africa it is an invasive species. Matt is out on a beautiful evening with his FX Wildcat to take out a few of them. Links to watch the videos are in this film's description. If you would like to send in a video for Airstreaming, ping me the link, Charlie at Fieldsports Channel.tv. Well, that's it for this episode of AirHeads. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.